Hello viewers, to get latest updates on my video, kindly like, share and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thank you. Hello viewers, welcome to the session on mobile application development with the course code 18CSMP68. In this session, we will see the developing of wallpaper activity, which is prescribed as fourth program for 6th semester CSC or ISC students under VTU. The idea of this program is to develop an application to set an image as wallpaper. On click of a button, the wallpaper image should start to change randomly for every 30 seconds. Before we design the application, let us understand on how a user interface should look. The user interface for this wallpaper activity is very simple. All that it contains is a button. On click of this button, the wallpaper has to randomly change for every 30 seconds of duration. So, to begin with, we open Android Studio and create a new project. Go to File. From the new, select New Project. Among different activity templates shown to you by Android Studio, select Empty Activity and click on Next. Now, specify the name of the application, which I'll be mentioning as Wallpaper App. The package name will be displayed and the location where the project is going to reside will be shown to you. I have selected language used for developing application as Java and minimum SDK to be as 4.1 Jelly Bean. Since application developed with this version is 99.8% acceptable by the Android devices globally. Now click on Finish. The Android Studio takes few minutes to load the project. Once the project is loaded, you can see two files open. One is mainActivity.java and another is activity_main.xml. The design of a template is done in activity_main.xml, whereas the logic for changing the wallpaper will be written in the mainActivity.java. Before we write a code, make sure that you keep ready with few wallpapers, which you prefer to randomly change for every 30 seconds of duration. Here, I have downloaded 5 wallpapers of image type JPG and have renamed the wallpapers as 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Now, let me copy all this wallpaper and paste it in my Android Studio in a folder drawable, which is present under the resource folder. Right click on this drawable folder and click on paste. So select OK. Click on refactor. So you can see all my wallpapers which I had downloaded has been copied to the folder drawable, which is present under resource. After copying the wallpapers to the drawable folder, let me design with the user interface. To do that, go to activity_main.xml. So here I'll change the constraint layout to relative layout. So select all these things and change it to relative layout. Now the text view which displays by default hello world, I'll change this to wallpaper change application. I'll also increase the size of this text. So text size, I'll write it as 28 dp. And you can see the component is present at the top. Let me make this movable towards horizontal by dragging this circle to the end. And similarly, let me make this component movable towards vertical by dragging this circle to the bottom. So now I'll drag this component and place it in the center at the top. So I'll change the view to system UI. Okay. And adjust this component so that it is going to visible clearly. Okay, perfect. So the name of an application, I had written it as wallpaper change application. Now after that, all that I need to do is to add a button in the user interface. So go to the design mode. So under the palettes, select buttons, drag the button and drop it onto the screen. As normal, because of relative layout, the button will be present at the top left corner. So let me make this component movable towards horizontal by dragging this circle to the end. Similarly, let me make this component movable towards vertical by dragging this circle to the bottom. Now I can drag this button and place wherever I want in the screen. So let me place it in the middle of the screen. Okay. So the split mode. Okay. For this, the text for a button I'll change to click here to change wallpaper. So I'll adjust the button and place it at the center of the screen. Okay. Done. Perfect. So my button has been ready with the title, click here to change wallpaper. I'll add one property to this button. On click property, on click. So I'll set the name of this on click property as change wallpaper. So this has to be added to the main activity. So let me click on this button. Okay. So you can see change wallpaper event has been added to the main activity. Now one more thing which I need to remember here is the ID for the button is mentioned as button itself. So let me use the same ID while mapping Java variable to the XML ID. So the designing of user interface has been done. Now all that I need to do is add code into the main activity in such a way that wallpaper keeps on changing frequently and randomly for every 30 seconds of duration. In the main activity.java, let me create a variable of a type button. Name of variable I'll give as btn. Now let me map a variable of a Java class button with an ID of a XML file. So this is showing me an error telling that android.widget.button need to be imported in a program. So let me press Alt Enter. Okay. So you can see a button has been imported. Now to map a variable of a Java class button and XML ID, I'll write btn is equals to, we have a function find view by ID. So from the resource folder, paste an ID field. So the ID of a button we have specified as button only. So select that. Simple. So this makes sure that the button which we have created in XML file has been linked with the Java variable btn, which is of a type button. Now apart from this, before we start coding in a main activity.java, we'll understand that the Java code for changing wallpaper will make use of following classes. We have 4 classes which are made use in order to change the wallpaper in an application. One is timer, timer task, wallpaper manager, and drawable. So these are majorly used predominant classes which are responsible for changing a wallpaper for a specified duration of time. We'll understand what this timer is going to do. Timer class provide a method call that is used by a thread to schedule a task, such as running a block of code after some regular instance of time. Each task may be scheduled to run once or for repeated number of executions. Each timer object is associated with a background thread that is responsible for execution of all the tasks of the timer object. Basically, the timer class is going to facilitate you to schedule the task for a specific duration of time. To make use of this timer class, we should create a variable of a timer class and instantiate it. After instantiating, we make use of a method schedule that is present in a timer class. And this method schedule is going to accept 3 parameters. First one is task, second is delay, third one is period. The first parameter, task, is of a type timer task. It is once again another class. The task we are going to specify, whatever that we need to schedule will be mentioned under a timer task. Delay will be in a milliseconds and will be explaining task to be executed before. Period is once again a time in milliseconds between successive task execution, which means between one task execution and another task execution, what is the period of gap we need to have. That's what it will be specified by the period. So let me declare a variable of a type timer. Okay. So once again, it's giving me the suggestion that the timer class is present in java.util.timer, which need to be imported. So let me press Alt Enter. Okay. You can see in the import, we have imported java.util.timer. So after that, in an onCreate method, let me instantiate the timer object. As I clearly told you, we should instantiate the timer object in order to make use of a method schedule. So I'll write my timer is equal to new timer. So that the timer object has been instantiated. Within this timer class, I have a method schedule which I'll be using in a method change wallpaper. So whenever a button has been clicked, change wallpaper event is going to get activated and going to run. So within this method, I'm going to make use of schedule that is present in timer. So I'll write my timer dot schedule. You can see the schedule method is going to accept 3 parameters. First parameter is a task, as I clearly told you. Second parameter is a delay. third parameter is the period between successive execution. So let me select this schedule. I'll specify the delay, the second parameter as 0. And I'll specify the period as 3000. This period will be present in terms of a milliseconds. So 3000 milliseconds is going to will be equivalent to 3 seconds. So if you feel that 3 seconds is too less, let me change this to 5000, which is nothing but 5 seconds, which means for every 5 seconds, wallpaper is going to change. But actually, sorry, in your question, it is clearly mentioned that wallpaper need to get changed for every 30 seconds. So if it has to get changed for every 30 seconds, the period I should mention here is 30,000 milliseconds, which is equal to 30 seconds. So for every 30 seconds, the wallpaper will be keep on changing. So this is what I have set. Now, the first parameter for the schedule method is nothing but a timer task. So let me instantiate a timer task. And you can see the first parameter when I instantiated with a timer task, when I created an object of a timer task, by default, we are going to get a method runnable. So let us see what is this timer task and what we need to do and what is the code that will be present inside the run. Okay. So the first parameter for a schedule method is a timer task. Second parameter is the delay, which we have mentioned as 0. And the third parameter is the period, which is nothing but the successive duration between execution of a first instance as well as the second instance or the next instance, which we have specified as a 30 milliseconds. That is going to be equivalent to 30 seconds, which means for every 30 seconds, the wallpaper is going to change. Timer task. Timer task is an abstract class defined in java.util package. Timer task class defines a task that can be scheduled to run for just once or for repeated number of time. So what this timer task is going to do, this is going to schedule the task which can be executed only once or for more number of times. So this is going to decide what should be executed, what is the logic that need to be executed by the code, and decided by whether it is going to be executed once or it is going to be executed more number of times. In order to do this, we define timer task object. This class needs to be implemented. So since this need to be implemented, there is a run method which need to be overridden. The run method is implicitly invoked when the timer object schedules it to do so. So now let us see what this timer task or run method which is present in the timer task should be containing, and what is the code that we need to write in order to change the wallpaper for every 30 seconds of duration. Before we write a code inside a run method to override this run method, we'll also declare few more variables that are required for executing our application. One of such variable is of a class of a type drawable. Okay. Drawable. So I'll name the variable of a drawable class as drawable. Okay. Then we have one more variable which we need to use, wallpaper manager. I'll write as WMP. And apart from this, I'll create an integer variable with a name preview is equal to 1. So this is what initialization I'm going to make. So apart from the timer class object, I also declare an object of a type drawable, object of a type wallpaper manager. So let us understand what this drawable and wallpaper manager is going to facilitate. Wallpaper manager. is one of the class that is supported by Android, which provides access to the system wallpaper. With Wallpaper Manager, you can get the current wallpaper, get the desired dimensions of the wallpaper, set the wallpaper, and many more functionalities. But among the multiple functions which are supported by the Wallpaper Manager, we are going to make use of two functions or two methods. One is a get instance and another is a set bitmap. So get instance method is going to retrieve the wallpaper associated with the given context, which means get instance method is going to retrieve the current wallpaper, wherein set bitmap is a method which is used to change the wallpaper. So these are all the two methods which are available for us with the help of a Wallpaper Manager. And that's why we are going to make use of this Wallpaper Manager in our code. One more class which we'll be using in this application is drawable, that references either Java 2D shape or point 2D instance, but never both. Its sole purpose is to provide a unified way of representing either a shape. It may be polygon, polyline, rectangle, or anything, or a point. Among different format that are present to display the image, we will be making use of a bitmap in case of a drawable. Since bitmap is the simplest drawable PNG or JPEG image. Now, after defining a variable of a type drawable class of a type of Wallpaper Manager, I should get the current wallpaper which is pointed by Wallpaper Manager. So that can be done by Wallpaper Manager is equal to Wallpaper Manager dot, there is a method get instance. So what this get instance is going to do, get instance is going to fetch the current wallpaper of your screen, and that is going to be pointed by a variable WPM, which is nothing but a Wallpaper Manager object. So to get the wallpaper, current wallpaper, the current context I'll be writing as this, which is nothing but your screen. So we have fetched the current wallpaper, and now inside the run method, let me compare the value of preview. So if my value of a preview is going to be 1, I will be displaying a one particular wallpaper, and I'll change the preview to the next value. If my preview value is going to be equal to 2, I'll display the second wallpaper, update the value of preview to 3. When my preview value is going to be 3, I'll display the third wallpaper and update the preview value to 4 and so on. So this is how I am going to make sure that all the wallpapers which I had copied to the drawable folder is going to get displayed for every 30 seconds of duration. So for that, I'll write if preview equal to 1. So I'm comparing whether my preview value is equal to 1. If this is going to be true, then I'll write drawable, the object of a drawable class is equal to get resource dot get drawable. So get resource dot get drawable is going to fetch the wallpaper which you need to display, and the wallpaper which need to be displayed is present in the folder drawable, and this drawable folder is present in the folder resource, which is pointed by a default variable R. So I'll be writing R dot drawable dot. Now, if my preview value is equal to 1, I'll be displaying the first wallpaper or wallpaper with a name 1. So I'll write dot 1. Don't write the extension, just write the name of a file 1. So we have retrieved a first wallpaper and it is present in a variable drawable. If at all my preview value is equal to 1. Once this is done, I'll change the preview value to 2. Done. So next, else if my preview value is not equal to 1, I'm going to compare whether my preview value is equal to 2. So else if preview value is equal to 2. Now if it is equal to 2, repeat the same procedure. Make your drawable variable pointed to the resource with a name 2. So I'll write the same code. Drawable is equal to get resource dot get drawable from the resource folder under the drawable folder with a name 2. With a name 2. Sorry. Semicolon. So after this, I'll change the preview value to 3. Semicolon. Now if this is not the case, else if I will check whether my preview value is equal to 3. If my preview value is equal to 3, make the drawable pointed to the third wallpaper. So get resource dot get drawable from the resource folder r dot from the folder drawable dot 3. So third wallpaper. So put a semicolon. And later on change preview value to 4. Now else if my preview value is going to be equal to 4, then retrieve fourth wallpaper and make it pointed by drawable object. So drawable equal to get resource dot get drawable r dot drawable dot 4. Then as usual change the preview value. Change the preview value to 5. Now finally I'll once again check else if preview value is equal to 5. If this is the case, drawable equal to get resource dot get drawable r dot drawable dot 5. Now once this is done, I'll change the preview value back to 1. Semicolon. So this is what the code I am going to write inside a run. So I will check whether my preview value is going to equal to 1. If it is equal to 1, fetch the first wallpaper and change the preview value to 2. I will check whether the preview value is equal to 2. Then if it is equal to 2, fetch the second wallpaper, change the preview value to 3. Now if the preview value is 3, fetch the third wallpaper, change the preview value to 4. If the preview value is equal to 4, fetch the fourth wallpaper, change the preview value to 5. If the preview value is equal to 5, fetch the wallpaper 5 and change the preview value to 1. So this is what we are going to write in a run. So after writing this, now as I clearly told you, we are going to make use of bitmap format to display the images. So since we are going to make use of a bitmap format, which is simplest one in a drawable, so let me create a variable of a type bitmap. Bitmap wallpaper. Which is initialized to drawable dot get bitmap. Sorry, get bitmap. And it is getting me an error. It's getting me an error just because the drawable variable should be converted or should be typecasted to bitmap drawable. So I'll do that. So bitmap drawable. Close. Okay. So as I clearly told you, every image we are going to display with the format of a bitmap, which is the simplest format in case of a drawable class. So I'll declare a variable of a type bitmap. For this wallpaper, for this variable, which is mentioned as a wallpaper, I'll point the drawable variable where a drawable is going to contain a wallpapers based on the preview value. Now, before it is going to get assigned to the wallpaper, I should get converted with this drawable object into a bitmap drawable format. So then I should assign it to the wallpaper, and this is what it's done here. Now, once this is done, we are going to write a code within a try block. Why? Because if the code is not going to get executed properly, this is going to throw an exception. So to make sure that exceptions are going to handle properly, so I'll be writing the next setting of a wallpaper in a try block. So I'll write try wallpaper manager WPM dot set bitmap the wallpaper. So this is how I am going to display the wallpaper. If everything is fine, there is no problem in displaying this wallpaper. But if the wallpaper is not going to be displayed properly, this particular line is going to throw an exception. And when it is going to throw an exception, I need to catch the exception in order to handle it. So catch, a type of exception I'm going to get is IO exception. I'll write E. So if at all I'm going to get an IO exception, I'm going to print the exception trace, stack trace. So print stack trace. So this is what I'm going to do. Okay. So after writing all the code, still you can see there is some error which is shown in this line. WPM wallpaper manager object dot set bitmap wallpaper. Let me check it out. What is the error present here? Click on this bulb. So it is showing that add permissions to set the wallpaper. So no problem. Just click on this add permission to set the wallpaper. Okay. So the error will be gone. So what we have done in the run method is we are going to retrieve the wallpaper based on the preview value. Once the wallpaper is retrieved and it is present in the drawable, convert the drawable object to the bitmap format. So once it is converted to the bitmap format, display the wallpaper using a set bitmap. And if it is not going to be displayed properly, exception will be created and we are going to handle the exception in the catch block. And this is what the complete code we had written in the first parameter of a schedule method, which is nothing but a timer task. Now here the code is ready. The code is ready. So this code is going to set the wallpaper and change the wallpaper for every 30 seconds of duration. So to cross verify, let me run the program and check it out whether this is going to work perfectly or not. That's the wallpaper activity. Hope you people understood this wallpaper activity program. If it is clear, kindly like, share, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thank you.